the Ferrari Whisperer. Better buckle up for this one because it's going to be quite a ride. So about 3 years ago, I helped a friend of mine source a 1977 Ferrari 308 GTB in narrow black. And I learned about this guy, Donnie Callaway, with 192,000 Instagram followers through Jay Leno's show. And I place no blame on Jay whatsoever. The guy was a guest on his show showing off his car. And even though articles have said that they worked together, I can find no evidence that he's actually worked on any of Jay's cars. Jay has his own people. I'll tell you who is partially to blame. It's this guy, Matt Farah. This is the Smoking Tire YouTube channel with almost 1.1 million subscribers and 319,000 Instagram followers. Now, I reached out to Matt Farah, and you can see August 6th of 2022, and said, love your show. That said, Donnie Callaway is the devil. Tells everyone what they want to hear. Told me my Daytona would be ready in 3 months. It's been over a year and a half. He says, come pick it up. You can have a box full of parts and F off. No one ever goes back to him, ever. There's also no way to review him. This is deliberate. He's always on vacation. I had my doubts when I saw how clean his hands are. And Matt Farah responded, okay, you want to bet? And I said, you have followers, so you might, but I could show you a dozen men conned by him who will never go back. He knows his stuff, but terribly unprofessional a-hole. Let's see if you're ready by Pebble. Good luck. He said, oh, I'm sure there are unhappy customers. He's a strange guy who isn't very good at business and is never rushing. Plus that whole Belgium thing, which is over and done with, really effed up his schedule. But I set reasonable expectations and blah, blah, blah. Then I said maybe if he focused less on being an influencer and hired another tech and turned a wrench once in a while, but no, never ever again. And then Matt said, cool, man, thanks for the tip. Your advice is noted. But he continued to amplify Donnie Callaway, and lots of people got burned for millions of dollars. Then I wrote him on Thursday, and I said, I warned you not to promote Donnie. Now he's in jail, and my friend's car is still there, nearly 3 years with the engine out. Sucks. No response. Now let's bring in the second act of this play. So this is from Bloomberg the other day. Vintage Ferrari owner's favorite mechanic charged with theft and fraud. Few mechanics post themselves on the Venetian canals, brag about buying $30,000 artworks, and frequent the Georges V Hotel in Paris and Chateau Marmont in Los Angeles. But this was the life Donnie Callaway portrayed via social media to wealthy clients who sent him their vintage Ferraris and Alfa Romeos for his reportedly magical mechanical touch. On April 1st, Callaway found himself booked into the Lower Buckeye Jail in Arizona's Maricopa County on charges of theft, trafficking stolen property, forgery, and fraud. The 60-year-old mechanic has been arrested hours earlier after he attempted to sell a Ferrari Daytona and Ferrari 512 Berlinetta Boxer to an Arizona collector who apparently had come to suspect that Callaway did not rightfully own the vehicles he was selling. The collector set up what people close to the matter say was a sting operation. The collector could not be reached for comment. I did. The people close to the matter did not want to be identified as to affect potential future lawsuits, they said. Callaway is being held on $400,000 cash bond, according to the Maricopa Sheriff's Office. An arraignment scheduled for April 17th. A trial is scheduled for August 14th. Callaway was boosted in recent years by such influential automotive influencers such as Matt Farah and Jay Leno. Not many mechanics in the U.S. can work at this level, says Steve Serio, a broker who sources blue-chip cars for collectors that include Jerry Seinfeld. There might be 20 people in California, but there certainly aren't 50. It's a dying business. It's hard to find capable people. No one seems to doubt that the repairman knew his way around the engines of these cars. He kept in an airfield hangar that doubled as his workshop residence in Lancaster, about 70 miles north of Los Angeles. He would often post images of his projects, such as a half-built Ferrari 512 engine, on social media. His work is beyond reproach, Farah said in a phone interview on April 5th. He gave me a fair rate for excellent quality work. Now here's the thing I figured out about Donnie Callaway, is that he never screwed over the people that were his mouthpieces. He never screwed over Jay Leno. He never screwed over Matt. He never screwed up my friend Tyler Shields. Well, there wasn't that much to screw up, because here's what Tyler did with his car. Tyler just had this guy strip all the stuff out so he could blow it up, set it on fire, and use it as an art photo. It turns out Donnie had quite the rap sheet before any of this stuff happened. Los Angeles civil cases, breach, fraud, theft, twice. His criminal cases, driving without a license, criminal contempt, driving without a license, blah, blah, blah. Here's another thread from Ferrari chat. In November 2023, he tried to sell me an unrestored 0582M 750 Mazda Spider of the Norm Thompson estate via a London-based Rolls-Royce dealer to an Indian collector resident in London and Switzerland. Clearly, he was totally unauthorized. Here are some pics he sent me. He also called me repeatedly and continued to push. I have never personally met the man and consider myself lucky. Marcel Massini. Here's him parading around at the Ritz Hotel in Place Vendôme in Paris with someone's car. Here's Matt Farah's 328, which I don't know who would buy one of these. It's a middle child. You buy the first or the last of something. Middle children, terrible things to collect. Here's an interesting photo. This is from his Instagram. This is at Malibu Cars and Coffee, where I frequent. And right here is Spike Feresten, who was a writer for The Simpsons and David Letterman and Seinfeld and a good friend of Jerry's. Jay Leno, we all know. Here's old Matt Farah smoking tire. And there on the right is Donnie Callaway. Now, Spike Feresten, I've done some asking around. He's a good guy. He's a respected guy in the car world, and obviously to be respected as a writer. He's out of this. Here's the guy I was referring to in the beginning of the videos, Daytona, who never got it back. It was stolen and sold to somebody else, evidently. Here's a picture from his garage. Here's him being a poser outside of his facility in the airport. Here's him in Hawaii with his girlfriend, Virginie, French lady. Here's more from the guy in Belgium. That lawsuit requests, among other things, restitution for the 1973 Ferrari Daytona valued at $950,000, a 1961 Maserati 3500 Spider Vignale valued at $825,000, a 1986 Ferrari 328 valued at $100,000, a 1995 Rolls-Royce Flying Spur valued at $40,000. It seeks compensation for overcharges plus fees, other damages, and trial by jury. Plaintiff has paid over $1.465 million to defendant Callaway for brokerage fees and repair services performed on his vehicles. It claims, among other things, that Callaway did not have the license to legally required to work as an automotive repair mechanic. It alleges that Callaway wrongfully assumed control over the plaintiff's vehicles. It was actively trying to conceal the vehicles. It also alleges that on a trip to Belgium, Callaway was left unattended at the plaintiff's repair shop and intentionally placed small metal pieces in the spark plugs of a $200,000 Ferrari Testarossa, causing the engine to fail. After Callaway departed from Belgium, plaintiff noticed he began to make posts on social media regarding it, saying never to be seen on the road again, and it's the last drive. Here's him posting on the Americans in France website. Here's what his guys are telling customers. And here it is, the pièce de résistance, his mugshot. Rest in piss, Donnie. And the rap with more charges to come. A few more victims. Might want to pause on this one. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Also, check out this great jacket from GP Originals. It's pinned.